Hey guys, if you don't want to build muscle, skip this video. Kris, Gethin here. You are in the Cage Kitchen. However, I'm not going to give you a food recipe. I'm going to give you a recipe for success. Today is my pre-workout ritual. I'm about to hit delts. I've got about 30 minutes to go. So I've already had my pre-workout, my pre-caged, and now I've just put my in-cage and re-caged in this shaker bottle. As you can see in this dual shaker, I have two compartments, so it makes it easy, sufficient for me. This little brain doesn't have to think any more than it has to, so I've got the in-caged, my intra-workout, and my post-workout being the re-caged in there, ready to rock and roll. So now I've got myself primed in that regards. I still need to get my brain primed. So a lot of the success obviously that comes within a gym comes from the neck up. Doesn't matter about your genetic pool or your potential or anything like that, it's the application. However, we have to have the intensity to apply that application so we can achieve. First we have to believe. So what I like to do is kind of sit down, write a few notes sometimes, but the majority of the time, and that's what I'm going to be doing today, just to clear my brain of all the clutter from work, any distraction. So when I go into the gym, I'm 100% in there. I'm not to socialize, I'm not there to fuck about, I'm there to get the work done. So I need to prime my brain and kind of visualize the workout that I'm about to do for my delts. And once I get there, I just have to go through the motions. Let's hit it. Who needs a woman when you got a badass Jeep like this? Get on in. Right. So what I was doing just before I got into the Jeep here, I was writing a little bit. Sometimes I write into my notepad, sometimes depending where I am or what I'm doing, I'll write it in my into my phone as well. And a lot of the time I keep them in my computer. You know, I'll just, you know, everything's hooked up with my iPhone, my Mac and whatever, so I normally just hook it over there so I have some sort of knowledge of it. And sometimes I publish them, like I've published it into the Adventures of Cage Muscle and whatnot. So don't judge me now. I'll tell you something that I've kind of written a little bit earlier. Now, a lot of this, I will pre-warn you, I like to dramatize a lot of the things, and it's not that I'm condescending towards anybody, but sometimes when I write this sort of stuff, it isn't condescending in a way that it just keeps me in check. It keeps me aligned, you know, and not to kind of waver off. So, you want me to read this to you? All right. I live in the black and white. My eyes burn into the back of my head as I try to navigate through all the people's bullshit. We don't get along. They live in a different neighborhood. It's damp and it's grey with tones of lies, deceit and self-moronic obsession. I speak a different language to them, but I keep my mouth shut. I wear a mask and I hide my honest ugliness. They don't appreciate the black and white. They like to drown amongst the grey clouds of fake smiles and agreeable communication. And people wonder why I don't get out more. What you see is what you get, and I know they aren't ready for that, so I'll just keep within the safety of my four walls and listen to my heartbreak late show of solitary refinement. Out there I could die with the breathing corpses of crowded confinement. Worse still, the ones closest I witness publicly shed their black and white for fake tapestry. I sit back in silence. In these situations, people think I'm reserved or shy. Instead, I'm quietly observing how they weave themselves into a social display of patronizing, identifying, demoralizing appreciation for each other. They know it's not real, but their consistency for their bullshit has tricked them into thinking that it is. It's as fucked up as acting out fake orgasms. Pussies. I know I'd be alienated and hated if I were to be myself, so it's best to just blend in. I have to, but for the most part, I'm better off leaving the mask on the hanger and staying at home. No fornicating with the greying phonies, only painting an evening with the black and white. So basically, what that does is kind of tell me just to keep it real. Don't be where, and I'm like not being judgmental, but a lot of people, kind of agree just to be kind of patronizing, or in a way that they're just trying to get some confirmation of appreciation from you by not being real. They just try to live out someone else's life for that acknowledgement of that other person, and I don't feel that's being real to yourself, you know. So sometimes when I like to read that sort of stuff before, or write that sort of stuff before I go to work out, like I said, it kind of just helps me stay aligned and keeps me reformed for the goals that I'm trying to accomplish. It's not for everybody, and you know, it just works for me. You know, it's hard to go into the gym pretty much every time and try to push yourself that much further when you've been training for this long. So that kind of works for me, and I'll do that before I get into the Jeep. And now I may just sit in a driveway here for a little while and just listen to some tunes. It isn't always heavy music. I'll leave that for when I get to the gym. Right now I'm listening to the new Iggy Pop album, you know, which isn't the hardest, but it's kind of cool, you know. So something that has meaningful lyrics work for me, and it kind of helps me distract myself from, like I said, any outside components of work or any sort of distraction, and kind of get me into this present moment where I need to be.
What are you gonna listen to when you get to the gym?
When I get to the gym, who knows? Sometimes I just go in there, smell the air, and I'll want to listen to something like Korn, could be Soil, could be, I don't know, Rob Zombie or something, you know. Could be something a little bit heavier, like a bit of Hatebreed or Slipknot. Who knows? I'll know when I get there. So now on the way there, I know exactly what I'm wearing, so I'll visualize myself going through the workout in these clothes. So when I get there, I'm just kind of performing the movements and going through the routine that I've already set out for myself. You know, it isn't always set in stone. It could be somebody on the piece of equipment that I need to use, so I have to creatively adapt and navigate myself elsewhere. But my pre-workout is starting to kick in now, guys, so I'm gonna have to fuck off and get the shoulder workout done. So get the fuck out. Go on then.
Screw you, man.
Screw you guys. If you like this video, please give me the thumbs up and comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.